All right, let's take a look at reconciling your bank statement with your checkbook register. Again, this is something that not a lot of people do. But again, I don't know why you wouldn't do this. Again, we're talking about making sure that our checkbook balance matches what the bank has. And either we can make a mistake, it is likely or not likely, but it is possible that the bank could make a mistake someplace. So again, I think it's a good idea just that you do this once a month as a way just to make sure that everything is in check. So first of all, what you'll get a statement in the mail. It looks something like this. The form is going to look a little bit different depending on the bank. Again, you can always do this online with mobile banking and all the apps and services that they offer today with that. But really, the first thing that you're going to do, maybe you want to write this down in your study guide. The first thing that you need to do is compare the register with the statement. You need to make sure that everything that is on the statement is in your checkbook register. And realize that everything that's in your checkbook register may not be on the statement. Those items, those withdrawals, and those deposits that are in your register but not in the bank statement, those are all called outstanding deposits and outstanding withdrawals. So what we're going to do, we talked about using that check mark column in your checkbook register before. We're going to use that column to check off any and all of the cleared deposits and withdrawals from the statement. So if we just go through the statement, we'll look at over here on this statement, the way this statement is set up. Deposits are on one side, withdrawals on the other. Let's just start out with the deposits. There are two deposits, one for $50 on September 19th. So we just have to go through our checkbook register here and find September 19th, find the deposit for $50. We can check that one off. And then the other one on October 5th for $945.50. That one's down here. We can check that one off so we know that both of our deposits here in our checkbook register have cleared. The bank knows about them. They're going to be calculated to the bank's statement ending balance. Now we're going to go through and take a look at the withdrawals. Again, we're just going to start at the top and find those withdrawals. The first one is on September 15th for $60. You can find that one up here, September 15th, $60, and check that one off. We can go through and find the next one, which is on September 18th for $63.60. We can check that one off. Next one is on September 26th for $200. And another one on the 26th for $254.66. We can check both of those off. October 3rd for $63.60. Check that one off. We've got another one on October 3rd for $1,719.98. We can go ahead and check that one off. And then the last one for $36 on October 11th. Now, if we take a look at the checkbook register, we notice that there's two withdrawals, two checks that don't have a check mark. Those are our outstanding withdrawals. Those two amounts are going to be not included in the bank statements ending balance. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through a process. And if you take a look on the back page, and again, all this is in your study guide. If you take a look on the back page, your statement will have something that looks similar to this. May not be the exact same format, but basically all the information is there. If you can read through and follow the directions, you're going to be able to do this. You just have to know the terminology and know what they're talking about. So the first step here is to go through and it says is to check off all the account registered transactions shown on the statement. We did that. We checked them off. We checked the ones that were in the on the statement with the register. One thing we do need to do, and we didn't have it in this example, is if there's something on that bank statement that's not in your register, we need to have it. Things might include a withdrawal for checks. If we go out and purchase checks, that money comes directly out of our account. We might have a service fee. Your checking account may charge you a monthly fee for simply having a checking account. Again, we'd have to add that. In some cases, you may have an interest-bearing account, which means that you're actually going to receive money. So it's a small deposit of maybe a couple of dollars or maybe even just a couple cents that we have to go and we have to add into our checkbook balance. So that's why we really want to make sure that everything that is on the statement is in our register, and then check off and make sure we know what deposits and withdrawals that are on our register are not calculated in our statement. So that's the first step. And again, we did that. Second step here is we're going to list then all of the deposits and withdrawals that are outstanding. We didn't have any outstanding deposits. We did have two, if you remember, outstanding withdrawals. So we go back here and take a look at the two withdrawals that we had. The two outstanding withdrawals that we had were one for $33.19 and another one for $54.36. We go ahead and add those two amounts up. Comes a total of $87.55. And once we have our total of outstanding deposits and our total of outstanding withdrawals, now it's really just a simple fact of going through the system here. Step 3 here says find the ending balance of the statement from the front of the statement. If we look at our statement here, down here at the bottom, it says ending balance and gives us an amount of $1503.70. So that's the amount that we're going to write in there. That is the balance that the bank thinks we should have. We're going to have to add in, it says here plus, add in any of the deposits from the outstanding deposits column. We didn't have any. So again, we're going to add those two to get a subtotal. It's going to be our same amount from before. We need to subtract out then the total of the outstanding withdrawals, $87.55. And when we subtract that out, we should get a total of $1,416.15. Now, when everything is said and done, if we did everything right, we did all the math in our register, that number, this ending balance on our reconciled balance, should be the same amount that we have in our register. And in this case, it is. Let me tell you that for class purposes here, I am not trying to fool you. In all cases, everything should balance. When you get done, those two numbers should be the same. If they're not, you did something wrong. So at the end of the day, whether it be an assignment, whether it be a test, whatever the case might be, those two numbers should be the same. Okay, in real life, honestly, maybe 50% of the time it is, 50% of the time it's not. It all depends on how good at math you are, how accurate you are, and how accurate that balance is in your register. And a lot of times you can go back and find some simple adding errors or subtraction errors that make up the difference.